He's going 50. That's not out of control. That's not reckless for a trained driver. Yeah, just write a check. $11,000. She was 26 anyway. She had limited value. I think she went up on the hood, hit the windshield. Then when he hit the brakes, flew off the car. But she is dead.
Those quotes and that laugh are blood-curdling. But we have updates on that story. If you're not familiar with this Seattle cop who was speeding and took someone's life, the big update is that there are, as of right now, no charges. There remains the possibility of charges. We'll give you all of those details. But that video shows the moments just before these speeding cops took Jaahnavi Kandula's life. And to add insult to injury, then one of the individuals in a separate phone conversation ends up besmirching the value of her life. Although he wants to reassure you that there was a different reason, a sort of satirical reason that he was doing that. So we're gonna return to all of this, but we wanna show you a couple of the people involved in this story. On the right, obviously, the victim tragically taken because cops were being utterly irresponsible. And then one of the cops there, Officer Kevin Dale, was driving 74 miles per hour, not 50, which I believe is what they say in that videotape. 74 miles per hour on a street with a 25 mile per hour speed limit in a police SUV. He hit the 23-year-old in a crosswalk. This is back in January of last year. The officer was responding to an overdose call and driving at an incredibly high rate of speed at 8 p.m. on a Monday when he hit her. And you can see in this photograph the damage done to the police cruiser. It just kills me when I see that, how fast they were going. She probably had very little time to even see what was about to happen before they slammed into her. And tragically, her life was lost. Now, why would there not be charges in this when a person died and they were driving like about 3 times the speed limit? Well, in a memo to the Seattle Police Department on Wednesday, the King County Prosecutor's Office noted that Dave had on his emergency lights, that other pedestrians reported hearing his siren, and that Kandula appeared to try to run across the intersection after seeing his vehicle approaching. I'm not sure how they established that it was after she saw it. They can maybe establish that she ran, but she might also have been wearing wireless earbuds that could have diminished her hearing. Again, look, this is in the area of speculation, but I have worn earbuds. If a siren of a police cruiser was blaring at the volume that they do, I don't know what I would have to be playing at what volume to not hear that, but that's the argument that they are making. Now, it is still possible that city prosecutors could file lesser charges, such as negligent driving, rather than something having to do with the actual loss of life. But a spokesperson for the Seattle City Attorney's Office said just earlier this week that the case had not been referred to it for possible misdemeanor prosecution. And the Seattle Police Department did not immediately respond to an emailed inquiry about whether a referral on the case might actually come. So right now, who knows? We will see. So anyway, we have more on this, but Francesca, I want to give you a chance to weigh in.
It's so enraging, and my heart goes out to her family and the people of Seattle, and just like, if you needed another reason why we spend too much on cops and why we need accountability when they do things like this, here you go. What do you think he's gonna do when he gets off? Which he clearly is. He's gonna do the same thing. 74 miles an hour. Think about if this were anyone else. You kill a pedestrian in a crosswalk. She was crossing legally and you're going 3 times the speed limit. That's manslaughter. I'm sorry. Like reckless driving, endangerment, that's like one of the many criminal charges you're gonna be facing. Oh, you're gonna be seeing the inside of a prison cell. This guy keeps his job, keeps his pension, and gets to mock the person that he just murdered. Yeah. It's wild.
Well, to be clear, in this case, it was the other guy in the car that ends up making the comments that are sort of mocking. Although, look, we have to be fair. He says that the remarks, which were to Mike Solon, the police union's president, sound bad when you hear that he's talking about the value of her life. But what he was intending to do was to mock a legal system that would try to put a value on her life. So he says it was like satire or comedy or something.
And just relishing in their own recording. Yeah, I mean, that's just like relishing in their own impunity.
Yeah, look, I'm not a psychic. I don't know what was going through his mind. And he is apparently going to be disciplined. We don't know what the extent of the discipline is, but some sort of discipline for violating policies on professionalism. So he gets a little bit of discipline, and then that might be it for the entire thing. The guy who took her life isn't gonna go to jail. He isn't gonna lose his job, anything, and he'll get some discipline. And it would be very convenient from the point of view of the Seattle Police Department if everybody would now just move on and don't pay attention to what the discipline is or how fast he's back on the job or whether he has a single moment of pay docked. Please don't pay attention to that. If you could just move on with your life, that would be very convenient for the police department, which does not want to have to do any reforms. They do not want to have to pay out in response to what just happened. Anyway, the entire thing is devastating. And look, I understand they're racing around, there's an overdose. They're theoretically going to help when they get there. Let's do devil's advocate. Let's say that they're gonna help. You took someone's life. What if I took someone's life? What if I was driving 75 miles per hour? Yeah. Oh, whatever, she was wearing earbuds. I guess it's not a crime at that point. I mean, I was rushing somewhere after all. I don't see why the standards should be so much different in this case.